my phone being jank. I don't know what is going on with the stream. I apologize. As I was saying in the last one, so I was looking into it and I was like, all right, so I can replace the nib. I get two for like $6. I guess I could do that this week. Order it on Amazon, and then dude, how many times is this gonna happen? So I'm thinking what I'm gonna do, because it helps night and day editing videos. Like, you have no idea. Like, it helps. Having a stylus helps a tremendous amount. But sooner or later, I gotta freak out for the Apple Pencil, because I've used it before and it's surprisingly actually pretty nice. So, but that will come in time. So I think for now, what I'll do is I'll get the replacement nibs and I'll just deal with that for the time being. So that lasted about a week and a half. So amount of time depending on how much videos I had. I'm hoping to edit quite a few more. This next video should be up for you guys, I think, in about 2 days. I'm gonna spend today finishing up the rough edit on it, and hopefully I can actually get it out tonight. Would be preferable. So it's not a video, it's actually short. The only thing that's a headache about it is that there's multiple shots. So honestly, the longest part about this editing, as far as time goes, is transferring it from my phone to the iPad. And I talked about this before, is I have a wireless drive. It's because I don't have an iPhone, the only way I can transfer to that device, transfer from the phone to the wireless drive, from the wireless drive to the iPad. And it, like, each time it transfers takes at least an hour or two, depending on the file size. It's pretty slow. But we'll get there. We'll get it done. So I'll figure out a quicker solution in the future. So anyway, see, I have a Yi action camera. It's like a knockoff GoPro. But the downside with that, for some reason, when audio is recorded on it, it don't record the video. But if I have the back of the camera to my mouth, it'll pick up everything. It's so janky. So I might have a solution for that, but we'll have to go digging through some boxes to see if there's anything I can do. Some old equipment that I have. Well, not equipment, but cables and adapters and such. Anyway, so I'm kind of gearing up to make a video. I want to use, I don't know if I want to use this term or not, but expose on TaskRabbit. And that's going to be a kind of a big video. It's going to be quite long. It's going to be up to 30-40 minutes because of all the nuances I have to go in. Why does everyone keep asking me that? I understand. You guys came here because the HVAC videos, you probably watched a couple of them that weren't HVAC, and now you're here. And I get to explain this again and again and again. I need to make an update video, I guess. But no, I do not work in HVAC anymore. And the main reason why is money. Back when I was working HVAC, I did not make a whole lot of money. I was working commission. I'm not the best salesman I am. Yeah, I get it. We're educating the customer on different services and things that can help protect their system. Yeah, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. Like, the long story short is, I work commercial, I work residential. Okay? You should try another company. And I've tried several companies, and I don't like any of them. I do like working on non-ops. I do. Service plan maintenance, not so much, because that's all about sell. Even when you go on a non-op, it's whatever. No, it was residential and commercial, and the main issue with the commercial one was there was an extreme lack of training. And when I say that, I'm working on top of these big buildings, 5, 6, 7 stories up, you know, replacing condensers and stuff, like whole package units, right? And it would have been nice if someone would have trained me on, you know, on crane signals and stuff. I don't know crane signals. I was never taught crane signals. I've told the company this ahead of time, like I've never worked with commercial, so this is totally fresh to me. So the fact that I get dinged and hounded on for not knowing crane signals by my coworkers, when management knows that I'm not properly trained on cranes, how is that my fault? How is that my problem? You know? And I'm working on these crazy units, and I'm hoping that the coworkers that are with me will school me on the intricacies, and package units are relatively simple. But no, instead of being properly trained and like, hey, this is how you do this, or this particular unit, it's very similar to this residential unit, these are the differences, these are the nuances. No, I'm not told anything. So it kind of got to the point where I was like, dude, this ain't working. Exit 35. So yeah, I've been focusing the last 2 years of my channel, 2.5, on the gig economy. Really focusing on that. Oh, I know. Like the residential company I was with, they had training all the time, mandatory training once a week. Even if you knew the stuff, they made sure that you were up to snuff. If you didn't have a job, they would have you go to the warehouse and practice. You know, they were great. But at the end of the day, 50% of their training was actual on-unit training, dealing with different units, new units coming out, different technologies, stuff like that. And then on the other hand, the other 50% was all about sales. And it's like, I came into this to work on units, not to sell stuff, you know? And it wasn't like, it was all, here's how you convince the customer to buy. We're educating the customer. You're not selling to the customer, you're educating the customer. But you want to make sure that they make a purchase. Call it what you want. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, sales is sales. You can dress it up however you want. So I don't like doing residential because I do not like the fact that my commission, my income is based off of a commission. You know, to make $100 a day in commission, which is still taxed, by the way, I have to sell $1,000 worth of stuff every single day. It's like, oh, well, you just got to make sure you sell something at every single client. You got 3 clients a day, make sure you sell at every single client. You know, you could sell, you know, easily $1,000 worth of stuff at each place. You can make $3,000 a day in sales. That's $300 to you. So after taxes, you know, depending on how much you make for the whole week, you're looking pretty good. That's the thing too. After you hit a certain commission level, it becomes worthless because your tax bracket increases. Because we got paid weekly, we could do really, really bad. 4 days out of the week, nothing, not sell a single thing, make $0. Last day we could sell a $1,500 brand new, $15,000 brand new whole system, right? That's a lot of money. That's a $1,500 sale, 10% commission, right? The government sees like, well, in this week you made $1,500. Stretch that out to 4 weeks for the month. You made quite a bit of money. You made $6,000. We're going to tax you for this 1 week as though you're making $6,000 a month. So we're going to take half. Almost half. Really? Oh, commercial's way better because you're getting paid by the time, you know? Yeah, there are guys that do make money selling in commercial, but that's its own separate thing. We're talking about the workforce, the installers, man. Those guys, they make, even the non-op guys, they make good money because they're going out servicing equipment. They're going out doing non-op. They're going out changing out units, doing retrofits. Yeah, those guys are making some decent coin because they're making, you know, what, $20, $25 an hour? You know, I mean, out here I was making $14 an hour, plus the overtime, $21 an hour. I was working 70-hour work weeks. I was doing pretty good. Anything over 60 hours kind of sucks because it throws you into the higher tax bracket. So if you work a 60-hour week, you're doing pretty good. You work 61 hours, oh man, Uncle Sam's gonna take a big chunk out of your shit. But here on TaskRabbit, I'm making $35 an hour. I don't work a 40-hour week, so there's that, but that does give me the flexibility to be able to actually live a life worth living. You know, I'm actually able to spend time with my friends and family. Well, my friends is you guys. I'm able to have time to do this. I'm able to have time to hang out with my family and stuff. Back when I was doing HVAC, I had 1 day off a week, and other than that, it was just go, 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 go. All right, 3 miles, exit 35. Oh, no, trust me, I know. I've worked commercial HVAC. It's not the hardest job in the world. No, by no means. I mean, you gotta get, like, OSHA approved and all that shit. But the company I was working for, they were doing commercial jobs with non-commercial guys, let's say. They had guys that were doing commercial and residential, which is what we did. We did commercial and residential. A lot more commercial than residential. Typically, when you have a commercial job, you have to follow certain OSHA proceedings and whatnot. But this particular crew I was with, we were stretched kind of thin. That company, most of the actual commercial jobs that they would do were for new construction. You just want to have flexibility. It's both, actually. It's not just one or the other. That's Ann. Let me make sure I'm... Yeah, so it's both, really. The flexibility is nice, do not get me wrong. But the pay is also more, too. I mean, you gotta think of it like this. My wages aren't being garnished anymore from the child support stuff since I got that removed. So thankfully, there's that. But yeah, dude, seriously, can I get easily back into commercial and make some money? Yeah. The company I was with this last time left a really bad taste in my mouth. And, you know, I don't know. It's Here's the thing, man. I spent 6 years in the Army, and I told myself when I got out, I will never again have a job where I loathe going to it every day. You know, it got to the point, even though I loved Calca, it's one of the best companies I've ever worked for, it got to the point where I loathed going there. Because as much as I loved the company, I did not like the fact that it was sales-based. And I understand and I get it. There's overhead, XYZ. I get it. I understand the company has to make money. And that's their business model. Totally get it. And I'm totally for it. My heart of hearts, dude, out loud with all of y'all, I'm a capitalist at heart. You know, we all know this. That's what I talk about all the time. You got to go out there and make that bread, you know. Cheddar ain't going to slice itself. You got to take your slice of the pie. I get it. But at the end of the day, when I'm talking about me as an employee doing the labor, I want to own my success. I want to be in more control of how I'm making my money. So that's kind of why I've gotten to the position that I'm at now. Yeah, I'm still working on a platform, so I don't do a crazy amount of jobs off platform, but check gauges. What? Okay, I don't care if you're black or not. What are you talking about? I don't think you'll service on the service side of commercial. Oh no, no. Trust me, I know. But I think you're kind of missing what I'm saying. I think you're kind of stuck on the whole, oh, you just want flexibility thing. It is so much more than that. Survive? Oh, that's fine. No, I could survive just fine. Let me try to break it down like this for you guys. I just want to make things perfectly clear between all parties. Okay, there was a time in my life where all I did was work. You know, when I was in the Army, all I did was work. Don't want to start my own company. There's a lot of upfront costs, overhead, etc. When you start a company, your first year is going to be non-profitable. The vast majorities of successful companies, their first year, 2 years, are not very profitable. You're just getting by to push yourself to be more successful. That's if you're trying to actually make the company into something large. If you're trying to actually turn the company into something. What is this? Farm? Okay. Look, man, my thing, yeah, do I want flexibility? Of course. Well, we all want flexibility in one aspect of our lives or another. Yeah. Do we all want to get paid decently for the work that we put in? Absolutely. But for me, the number one thing is choice. I have the choice, and I told myself this when I left the Army. I don't ever want to work in another job, field, whatever, where I just loathe going to work. Do I enjoy working on units? Yes, I do. Do I enjoy speaking to customers? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Because sometimes customers will actually let you speak and say your mind, and they'll listen. And sometimes customers are belligerent. Sometimes customers are entitled. It's every single job that you get into. Take a look at what I'm doing now, TaskRabbit. I'm doing it because it's work. I'm not doing it because this is what I want to do with my life. Okay, and I've expressed this countless times on the stream, on my channel, everything. You know, what I've wanted to do ever since I was a kid that I've been pushing myself away from is writing. Okay, I'm not denying that. I don't know where you're coming from with this. I'm not denying it. I'm not saying that, like, oh, I could work. I'm not. Where are you getting this from? It's like really confusing me. Because, what do you mean I wouldn't survive? Okay, I remember being in the Army. We didn't have anything called overtime. We just had something called work. That was it. I worked more in the Army than I did in any other job. You know? I remember doing HVAC, you know, full time. I was pulling 16, 18-hour days at times, especially in the summer. Easy, you know? And then getting done with one job, being told you're done for the day, and then getting called because, hey, we got an emergency, we need you to go out there. You're the closest, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go do it. And then you're at this next job for 4 or 5 hours. I get it. All right, they have a gate. So I'm gonna go around the corner until it's time, because it starts at 11, so I don't really need to be there right now. So I'm gonna chit chat with you guys for a little bit. I don't know where I can go. I need to find somewhere I can pull off to the side. See, here's the thing. I've looked at people talking on the stream. I've looked at people writing comments on my videos and stuff, and I get it. You know, me being a writer, oh, that you're not gonna make it. That's the number one thing that everyone says. Everyone is so quick to bring out the negative. You're not gonna make it. It's like, do I think that my book is gonna come out and I'm gonna make millions of dollars from it? Absolutely not. I'm gonna go, no, that's a school. Then you're stuck, mates, just making little money. Little money? Okay. I've made really good money on TaskRabbit. Is it slow right now? Yeah. It's kind of slow right now. But I make more money now doing TaskRabbit than I did back when I was doing HVAC. So I don't know where you come from saying just little money. I don't make enough to brag about. But back when I was doing HVAC, I wasn't making a pittance, man. aside from the fact that it was commission, and then even when I was working in commercial doing the full-time commercial, my wages at the time were being garnished, even back with the residential thing. Finally got that whole thing cleared up. Long story short, my ex-wife was double dipping. I was paying her child support while she opened a case against me, falsified saying I never paid her. Blah, blah, blah. Long story. We got it handled. That's no longer an issue. We cleared all that up. The debt has been removed. Okay. That was... Okay. Oh, yeah. That was one of the biggest hurdles in my entire life. And I'm still bouncing back from it. I'm still bouncing back from it. It still hurt my credit score. The history is still there. So I'm trying to see what we can do about that. But who knows? There's a cop parked right there. Okay, just wave to me. All right, I'm gonna kind of whatever happened to your ex. All right, I'll talk about the ex in just a second. As far as the HVAC goes, I don't think everyone understands. Like, I do not want to do it. I'm kind of done with it. Now, am I open to going back? Of course, I'm open to a lot of different things. You can't be a completely closed off mind person. But if I'm gonna be honest with myself, transparent and honest with you guys, to be perfectly upfront, I would prefer not to do HVAC. If I had no other options, then yeah, I would go back and pursue that. But I choose not to. That's my choice. As far as my ex is concerned, got married when I joined the Army right after high school. We were together a year. I deployed. As soon as I deployed, she started cheating. We divorced. Things were okay for the most part. And then back in 2015, she opened up a child support case against me, which that's its own train wreck. But they never notified me because there's no mandate for them to notify you. So then she was getting child support from me for a year while the debt was racking up with child support because she was getting benefits from the state. And then she then finally after the year mark they levying my bank account. They took all my savings and they started garnishing my wages to apply to the debt. And then when they did that, my whole world came tumbling down. Really rough, to say the least. And then it took a long time to get all the stuff lined up. But to make a very long story short, it's all over with. We cleared up the debt. I don't owe her anything. The garnishments are all gone. All that stuff done. Amazon Flex, they terminated me. They never gave a reason why. But the time that they terminated me, did she pay you back? Well, no. No, she did not. And I'm not even gonna go after it because it's like, yeah, everyone's like, oh, you should totally go after it. That's your money. Let's face facts, dude. She hasn't had a job in God knows how many years. I'm never gonna get a penny from her, and I don't care. So, it's a fruitless endeavor to chase. So I'm not even gonna waste my time with it. I kind of went in there, and it's like we went in there together, and I told her, look, I won't go after you for fraud if you just erase it all. So we went in together. She signed everything, and we got rid of it. So, as far as Amazon Flex goes, hey, what's up, dog? As far as Amazon Flex is concerned, yeah, so the time that they terminated me was interesting. That was the same time when they launched the Amazon fleet out here in Las Vegas. So it wasn't just me, it was multiple people that got terminated because they were switching over to a new service out here. And I've kind of gone in depth with the Amazon fleet before and how it's kind of messed up for all parties involved. So, anyway. What time is it? Yeah, I'm about maybe 5 minutes away, so. I'll be on here for another, let's do 10 minutes. Then I gotta go hit this client. And then we're gonna go do this job. This is an interesting one that I'm headed to. It's an IKEA job. The guy does not really understand how it works. So he paid for the assembly, and he thinks that while I'm there, he can have me do some other stuff. And I've tried to explain to him, if you want me to do some other stuff, you have to hire me to do other stuff. And he's like, oh, well, I already hired you through IKEA. And it's like, that's different. That's flat rate. I can't do anything other than assemble furniture while I'm there under IKEA. If you want me to do other stuff, you have to hire me at my rate. And once he sees my hourly rate, he's probably going to be like, never mind. See, I would love to do that. That's one thing I've been wanting to do, is to kind of get like a pin or something, like a camera. But then again, that's, you're going into someone's private residence and you're not letting them know that you're recording, and there's a whole bunch of legal ramifications that can come from that. I know that you can like record when you're on a job site. That's fine, but a lot of clients, that's their home. So out of courtesy for the client, I wouldn't feel comfortable bringing people along, showing off their house, or fine with doing little snippets like that. I remember when I did DoorDash, I had some live streams where I'd be driving two phones, so I would tether it. So I would tether the phone. I would have my main phone live streaming, and the cheap garbage knockoff whatever the hell phone that I had, I would have right here, and that one would get the actual deliveries. So I'd get my deliveries on this phone, and I'd live stream on a Galaxy Note 5. Thank you. I get that a lot. So if you go in the warehouse and you take your time, you'll save so much time throughout the rest of the day. If you organize and package everything like back to front, last in the back, first in the front, and you with the envelopes and stuff, you're gonna save a tremendous amount of time, because you'll automatically know. You'll know exactly, oh, this is stop number 5. Okay, let me get this. Oh, and I know that with 5 there's one in the back. I'm gonna go grab that one too. It gets super easy. So the thing with Amazon Flex, let's say that you got a 5-hour, because I got a lot of 5 hours, right? If you had a 5-hour delivery block, then that means that you get paid $90 for 5 hours. Or you could, doing money math, you could Mace Valor math, say the camera is for your safety. Tell them about your recent dog attack. I guess I could, but I would need a camera that I could like have on my body, one that would be able to record for the duration of the time that I'm there. I've barely even touched this. It would be fun. But I wanted to touch on this before I go. I am planning on filming some more videos, talking and stuff. This next one's a little bit more experimental. I don't think it's the best because it's multiple shots from multiple different locations. I was hoping to kind of do it at the park, but it was super, super windy. The moment that I got at the truck, the wind just kicked up. And I waited, and it was like 15 minutes. It just wouldn't stop. And I'm like, this kills it for me. But so I'm hoping to kind of go to some different places. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. There we go. So one of the things I'm thinking of doing, and I don't know how we're gonna go about doing this. It'll take a couple months. I try to use the money from YouTube to put back into the channel. So I'll probably most likely do that whenever I get paid from them again in about 2 or 3 months. So this is just an idea I want to shoot off with you guys. I was thinking of getting something relatively cheap from IKEA, like an end table, like a side table, because I need one anyway. So I'm like, I'll pick up a side table for the bed, and I would like a cheap one, and then I would pay the assembly kind of go along the process from the client side. So you know, I could do a video showcasing, hey, for you taskers, this is the process for the client. Go through and not book it on my own. I will go strictly through IKEA. I will go and I'll break down the numbers, how much everything costs, where all this money is going and stuff. And yeah, I would basically do that. And I would set it up with IKEA so it's random. So I don't even get to choose who comes. So, and I can kind of like show you guys firsthand. I think that would be really informative for you guys. And, you know, I don't, you know, like I said, it'd probably be a while off, but I wanted to bring that idea up because if that is something that you guys would want to see, then I can, you know, budget what I can on my end to make sure I can make that video for you guys. Just wanted to bounce around some ideas. Because I want to know what you guys want to see. You know, I make videos all the time. When I do make videos, you know, they're kind of like off the cusp because I'm trying to figure out, well, what can I see in my experience that can be good information or, you know, a good story that these people can learn something from. And I kind of have to grasp at straws because there are so many to choose from, and I don't want to say something that you guys maybe already heard or you're just not interested in. So what kind of stuff would you guys like to see? You know, because that's what really matters. I mean, as part of this community, we're all trying to help each other, so I want to make sure I can help you guys in the most appropriate way possible. What in the world is this? Get over there. Ugh. I'm gonna look like a fool going to this dude's house. Like, yo, my hair's all jacked up, bruh. Close enough. Alright, so I'm actually gonna head back that way. So hopefully you guys can let me know what you guys think. That'd be nice. This one. I think this one turns out like really low on gas. I should be figure it out. Yeah, it should be fine. Pretty sure I have work tomorrow too. I have to double check. So the cool thing about Chime, which I think I've told you guys about a little bit about Chime in the past, they have a Spot Me feature. So if you turn on Spot Me, they'll go $20 in the negative for you to cover you for any purchase or whatever, which is pretty dope. And there's no fees. There's no overdraft fees for it. They just take it out when your money comes back. So it's like a nice little cushion if you need it. Prime example, we just finished paying all the bills. You know, the beginning of the month is always when like everything's due, so a lot of the stuff we have saved up, we make sure that we pay it like as soon as it's time to pay, like the first chance we pay it. So the beginning of the month's always a little tight. But I always put money aside for gas. I really need a different vehicle because this one it's just the gas is too much. I love having a truck and everything, but sooner or later I'm gonna have to get rid of this and get a car. And that'll be just fine if I have a folding ladder. I can still do all the stuff that I do now, so. You know, I set Nightbot up on this thing. I don't know why it's not working. I set it up to like, yo, like and subscribe. Ask me questions. Oh, there's a link for an older copy now of the book, so you guys can take a look at it. which when I get back in September, I'm gonna take a few days to completely shut myself in and write, because that needs to be done. That needs to be taken care of. I need to finish this damn thing. Have a show about Vegas strippers. Never been to a strip club. I know that might sound like, oh, he's lying. Like, no, I mean it. I've never in my life been to a strip club. I don't think I'd ever want to. Not really something that's up my alley, so. You know, I have no idea how this thing broke off, but it did. This is a while back. Just one day, but it still works. So I did have a replacement one, but they didn't last long because I have a 2-year-old. Got a flash deal for some Anchor ones, fully wireless. They were the shit. But these are actually a lot more comfortable. Those ones were a bit heavy in the ears. That whole thing broke off. That's not gonna happen. Huh. Interesting. Alright. I've been your oh so beloved and glorious Mace Fowler. I gotta hit this client up, get this job done. As always, your oh so beloved and glorious Mace Fowler. Signing off.